Hello, Jeff Owen here for Source TV, and I'm sat with Sandy Humby, who is a rose alchemist, and we're going to talk about that. Hello.
Hello, Jeff.
Is it fair to say that you're a rose alchemist?
I think that's fair to say. I'm a rose alchemist.
Okay, well, we've just met, haven't we?
We have.
I know absolutely nothing about rose alchemy, so I'm going to ask you, how would you explain that very simply?
Well,
if that's possible.
I don't know whether it's simple, but I'll do my very best.
Okay.
The rose is a really interesting flower. She has 5 sepals that open, and they don't open consecutively. They open as you would open draw a 5-pointed star.
Okay.
So she has a particular geometry about her that when she opens her sepals, it allows the bud to just explode out of it.
Okay.
So the rose, when people start to look at the geometry of the rose, it's got a connection to a geometry that we know as the golden mean. It's the golden mean spin or the golden mean spiral. Mm-hmm. And that is a particular geometry it's a ratio, actually. It's a ratio of 1 to 1.61803 recurring. And it's now been actually proven that this is the ratio of the heart in love. So the rose speaks to the heart.
Oh, okay. Okay, and this is scientifically...
It's been scientifically proven.
And that ratio that you explained is a 1... What was it?
1 to 1.61803.
And that has that's a significant number.
It is. It's not a stable geometry if you're looking at number.
Okay.
But what it is it has an incredibly expansive feel when we connect to it. So there's something in the rose that, people just go, look at that rose.
I know exactly what you mean. And then we get onto the scent of it and the smell and all that. Yeah, I always feel very drawn to a rose. Actually, I do. I just love roses. Yeah. And when I think about a flower, I always think about a rose.
Yeah.
So, knowing all of that, how do you use the rose alchemy? How can people benefit from rose alchemy?
Well, in my experience of working with people, for many years now, working with energy healing.
How many years?
Since 1993, so quite a few years of working with energy therapy. I came to understand that, when people are struggling in life, whether that's with their health, whether that's relationships, whether that's even their financial abundance, it's usually because they're carrying some kind of pain or trauma, and that affects the heart energy. So the work that I've developed is really engaging with that. So when I work with people, I'm interested in their story. I want to elicit the story. I want to understand what has created this person. Where are they able to move towards life? Where are they not comfortable with life? And there's something with the rose and the way that the rose works and the way that the rose works with the body that allows the stories to come to the surface without the energy charge that we normally associate with talking therapies, for instance.
Wow, okay.
She works in a subtle way to allow people to start to soften the heart and recognize the stories that have been contracting and keeping them less than they might be.
Okay, so the rose, you actually use a rose? Or they smell the rose? Or
No.
No, okay.
Actually, what I do is through my journey with the rose, which started at the Alhambra in Spain about 5 years ago.
Okay.
I went at rose time. I had no idea that I'd be doing anything like this. But I came back with lots of images because the rose gardens in the Alhambra are absolutely exquisite. And a couple of days after I got back, I woke up in the morning and there was this voice in my head that said, "We'd like you to put 11 of us together and work with us." And It's not my normal thing in the morning. Normally it's where's the coffee, you know. But I went off to the computer and I gradually gathered together these 11 roses that wanted to come together. And it was obvious once the set was right. And then in meditation, I sat with each rose to understand its qualities, how it wanted to work in the body, how the roses wanted to work together. And that's how it all started. So it's been an incremental process. And I have had no idea as each, I've now got 5 different sort of sets that have come together. But I didn't have any idea that that's what was going to happen, that they were going to build for me to then have this oracle set for the heart created and a book published.
Now you call it the oracle set.
Yes.
Explain that a little bit to me, the oracle set. I mean, I like the sound of it very much. I mean,
well, again, the roses have very much determined this. I've now 45 rose frequencies that I work with my clients to help them release and heal their stories so that they can come more and more into heart space. And the heart is our natural magnetic organ. So when we are clear in our hearts, we are more able to magnetize the people and the experiences and the opportunities that our hearts long for.
wow.
So these roses called themselves a rose oracle. I have just followed the guidance that felt right,
Okay.
and have created a 120 full colour book that is a guidebook to the roses, and so people use them as just a guidance tool. You know, you could shuffle and pull one every day.
So they're like a card.
Yes.
You take a rose
A
card
rose card.
that you've determined or you've discovered or you found out have certain healing qualities because of the geometry in the rose.
Yes.
That will enable a person to get some kind of healing access through that geometry
Yes.
by associating with it.
Yes.
So do they have to see the picture of the rose? Do they have to look at the rose?
So they will just choose a card in the morning,
Yeah.
and they'll perhaps pop it by their computer or
Okay.
pop it by their desk. And the rose, because they have connected with the rose is working with them at a cellular level in the body. Some people put them by the bed. And actually what we've developed beyond this is that I print and make rose power mats, meditation cushions, and the latest is these silk shawls, silk wraps.
Wow. Okay.
So,
Thank you so much, Sandy. Thank you. It's been intriguing to find out about, and I'm going to go along and check it out for myself. So thanks for sharing.
super. Thank you.
Thanks for sharing. Thanks.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.